Hey, Mike.
Hey,
How you doing?
doing good.
Welcome back, everybody, to Movie Games, episode 16. I know I did it. I know it was a wrong shot. I fixed it, I think. How you doing? We haven't done this in a bit.
Yeah, we took a small break after the championship. We need to refigure some things.
First, I needed to come up with a new thing,
Yes.
since Holt is no longer the champion. It's both. So you see the beautiful graphic I did to catch the boat?
Yes.
Still need to come up with more shit for like the other games, but for now it's fine. Uh we're gonna get some people in here. Like you cannot play me. Fuck. That's not how this works.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, the first person we could find for this was Dylan.
Hi.
How's
How
it
you
going?
doing, Dylan?
I'm doing all right. I have no idea where my confidence level should be because I have no idea what we're playing yet, but it should be fun.
I would say never feel confident about video store games.
God.
Yeah.
Be surprised
True.
when you accidentally win.
Sounds like a plan.
Do you think you can beat Nico Suave Rigoli though?
Yes.
Nico, sup?
Hi. I was under the impression that this game is Boatman finally got blamed for JFK's death, and now we're trying
Kelly.
to catch him for the FBI.
That's not the game.
Damn.
You gotta catch him so you can beat him and become the new champion. You think you're gonna do that, Nico?
Maybe. Is Wikipedia eligible?
No.
Damn.
You also need to beat an Australian.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
What time is it there, Jake?
It's 9:07. I
AM?
thought this was AM. Yes. I
The
thought
fuck are
we
you
were
doing
gonna
on
watch.
your computer? Go to work.
I don't start work for like 4 hours.
Fair.
I was gonna say, is this? Are we watching the movie Catch That Kid? But they've dubbed Kid over with Bo. Is this what it is with Kristen Stewart? This is what I
Yes.
thought it was. Catch the Kid.
It's not though. Scott's here too. Sup, Scott?
Hey, happy to be back. I don't think I was in any of the games in like the last cycle, so I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go. I understand we're not talking about Letterbox tonight, which is bad because I was studying Jack Pinchuk's lists like all this week. But we'll see what happens anyway.
Was he canceled, Mike? Why didn't we bring him for the last time?
I don't know.
Shit. Did we fucked up bringing him today?
Maybe.
Okay. Guys, do you all feel you can beat Joseph Oliva?
No comment.
Was that a rhetorical question?
Yeah.
Depends on the game.
I mean, if it was wrestling, I think Joseph would probably still win. But
How dare you, sir.
No, Nico would be me.
So, Joseph, how you feeling today, and why do you support a bad football team?
How dare you?
I'm just glad it's not hot anymore. So,
Thank you, Cody.
Fair. Well, guys, you are officially the players for today's movie game. We have had a small development, though. Since the champ is no longer the champ, he decided he wanted to join the producing team. So, Mr. Cameron Holzman is here. And actually, you're going to play a game that he came up with. So,
My goodness, sorry, stop both trying to switch.
Yeah.
What's going on?
so welcome, Cameron. Officially, your first running episode. You have guest hosted before, but this is your first official new position job thingy.
Yes.
So, what do you got for these people?
Yeah, so we decided to move away from letterboxed games for this cycle at least. Give people, make it a bit more open. Make sure people don't just like, for a random example, leave in the middle of a movie games match because it's about letterboxed lists from people in this community.
To go play a
Very,
Full Metal
very
Classic.
theoretical. Would never actually happen, but if it did, this will hopefully prevent that. But no. Yeah, I like making these games, and more importantly, I like pretty much straight up stealing the ideas for game shows. So that's what we did today.
Speaking of stealing, buy our shit.
Oh shit.
It's not stealing.
Definitely
It's
not
a steal
stolen.
getting it at these prices right now.
Not stolen designs. Obviously original. Go buy your shit. Okay. Keep going.
But yeah, so I took one of my favorite game shows and I turned it into a movie games thing. So we're going to play a game and we'll see if any of you know what game show we're going to lampoon based on the title of this. We're going to play a game called, well, technically. Nope. All right.
So
we
it's
are
not Wheel
stealing-
of Fortune.
We are straight up stealing a game show created by College Humor called Actually. So here's the way this game is going to work. I'm going to read a statement about a movie, about movies, about something. This will all be in the realm of movies. None of this will be letterboxed stuff, I promise. And the thing is, something about what I've said is going to be wrong. I don't know what's going to be wrong. I know what's going to be wrong. I wrote the questions. But something's going to be wrong. I'm not going to tell you what it is. All you have to do to get the point is once I'm done reading the statement, try and figure out what's wrong. And you're going to write down the correction. You're going to need a whiteboard. I thought about doing this with live buzzers, but Nazario was like, nah. So yeah, all you got to do for the point is correct me. Now, I will say there's something to be said about the level of specificity on here. You can't just say, well, technically something is wrong. That's not allowed. You have to be specific enough that I know what you're talking about. Now, that being said, if you go like mostly vague and you're the only one to get it, cool. But if I were to say like, I don't know, what's an example? I don't have an example without giving away one of the questions. But if you go like very broad, very vague and say like, well, technically this thing is wrong, but you don't give what's right, and someone else gives what's right as well, only the people who reach like the certain level of specificity will get the point. You can take the risk of going broad for the point, but if someone gets more specific and is correct, they get the point. If you're wrong, you get no points. And in the middle of this, there will be a mini game, and you'll see what that is when it's time.
So Cody, it is going to be a bar.
It could be. Who knows? We'll find out. But we're going to start with your first statement.
Everybody got a whiteboard?
Everybody got a whiteboard. Also, you are not required to, but I would appreciate it if you did on your board write the words well technically before every correction. Thank you. Beautiful. Your first statement is about everyone's favorite, and by everyone's favorite, I mean Brian's favorite movie, Die Hard. In Die Hard, NYPD officer John McClane flies to Los Angeles to visit his family for the holidays. When he arrives unexpectedly at his wife's Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza, he finds himself stuck fighting a group of terrorists taking over the building, Hans Gruber, and must take them on with no shoes and the help of Officer Al Powell, who is on the ground outside the plaza.
You cut out a little bit in the middle
You
for
cut out
me.
a bit in the middle.
Yes.
All right, we'll try this again. In Die Hard, NYPD officer John McClane flies to Los Angeles to visit his family for the holidays. When he arrives unexpectedly at his wife's Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza, he finds himself stuck fighting a group of terrorists who taking over the building, led by the villainous Hans Gruber, and must take them on with no shoes and the help of Officer Al Powell, who was on the ground outside the plaza. Something about this is wrong. What is it?
Mike
I
Henry.
would say this is one of the trickier ones. I should have gone with like one of the easier
I
ones
was gonna
first.
say, I'm
but
like, wait.
this was just how
Mike
things
Henry,
ended up.
have
in
you
practice.
ever fought terrorists without shoes?
Have I?
On Monday.
or Mike?
Not that I'm legally allowed to talk about.
I did, but on flip flops.
Flip flops are like lingerie for people who are into feet. 5, 4,
Ew.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, Jake. Scott, what's wrong with this?
Maybe I'm crazy, but I said, well, technically, he's not an NYPD officer.
Jake.
Nah, I was gonna write something else different, and I just didn't write around.
Nico.
Well, technically, they're not terrorists, they're thieves. Also, he and his wife are separated, not divorced, but separated.
Dylan.
I said, well, technically, it's not his wife's party.
And Joseph.
I said, well, technically, the character's name isn't Al Powell.
Nico is the only
Nico,
one.
just
getting
get the
that correct.
point.
Well, technically, they are not terrorists. They are robbers
Thieves,
pretending
they're
to be
robbers.
terrorists. This is how pedantic this game can get. So be ready for however long this
Alright.
takes. If that.
That was
Fun
unexpected.
night.
Statement number 2 is about Sing Street.
Watch that be the only point I get this entire game.
I feel like there will be at least one more you get. There are some fandom things in here.
At least
Your
one.
second statement is about Sing Street. When Connor Lawler's parents announce they are getting divorced, Connor not only has to deal with their separation, but also going to Sing Street School. After getting in trouble for wearing brown shoes and being picked on by the school bully, he eventually finds friends who form a band, also called Sing Street. After they record their first song, The Riddle of the Model, the boys go on to perform several more songs, including Up, Drive It Like You Stole It, and A Beautiful Sea.
Mike, have you seen Sing Street?
Yes, I have.
You like it?
Is it a
Yeah,
great...
it's a great fucking movie.
Yes. It is.
Fucking movie.
Some people, not naming any names, me, would say it's one of like the 20 greatest movies ever made.
That's just crazy.
And some people named Cody used to think this was bad, but they've apparently come around on it. And I'm happy about that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to Jake.
I've not seen the movie. I really should. I just said, well, technically the band is not called Sing Street.
The band is called Sing Street. Nico.
Shit.
I also have not seen this movie, so I wrote, well, technically, the shoes weren't brown.
That is incorrect. Dylan.
I said Sing Street is not the name of the school.
If it's
Oh,
not,
and well,
I'm gonna be
technically.
Joseph.
I have seen Sing Street. I said, well, technically, Sing Street isn't the name of the school.
And Scott.
Fuck.
I think I should get the most points. I said the school is not called Sing Street; it is on Sing Street. That
Everyone is incorrect. The school is called Sing
Oh.
Street School, but it is Sing
Really?
Synge, but it's still pronounced Sing. Oh, it's actually wrong here. It's that the first song they record is not The Riddle of the Model. It's Rio by Duran Duran.
I definitely thought
they
we
actually
had
recorded it though.
They do a terrible horror, but they do record it.
Okay.
I thought there was a Schmodown question that was asking what was the first song.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
It's their first
Little
original,
Secret
but the first song
Wait,
they
you're telling me the
record is
Schmodown
what
got
the
something
statement
wrong?
Says.
This is
So
like
This was,
2017.
this
What?
was a
after
few
2
years
statements,
ago, not now.
Nico is in the lead with 1. Everybody else
Okay.
in 0. So get statement number 3.
I hope you're
Yeah,
happy with
suck
yourselves
it.
with this.
This statement is about The Way, Way Back.
Shit.
In The Way, Way Back, after going out exploring one day on summer vacation, Duncan ends up at Water Whiz Water Park, a park that was allegedly established in 1983. After he gets a job from Owen, he begins working there, even earning the nickname Poppin' Lock after breakdancing with some local teens in an effort to take their cardboard away. He continues working there for the rest of the summer, even earning the award for Employee of the Month. Unfortunately, he has to stop
He froze again.
Yeah.
working. Am I
I'm
back?
gonna have to get a repeat of the.
Unfortunately, he has to
Terrible.
stop. What?
We
Cameron,
can see you.
try to send the questions to Nazario because
Yeah, I'll do
just in
that.
case. Yeah.
We got about half of that.
Yeah, we got to unfortunately. That was where we got. Yeah.
Cool. Give me a second. I'll send the link to Nazario, and then we'll get back to it. I love my
Is the
Alberta
problem
internet.
that you live in Canada? Like they have shitty internet up there, or what?
Well, Dylan seems to be fine.
Yeah, I've never had internet
good
problems
shit.
yet. Knocking on wood.
So then it's you, Cameron.
No, I blame Jason Kenny.
Pay your bill.
That's a joke only for Dylan. In the way back, after going out exploring one day on summer vacation, Duncan ends up at Water Whiz Water Park, a park that was allegedly established in 1983. After he gets a job from Owen, he begins working there, even earning the nickname Poppin' Lock after breakdancing with some local teens in an effort to take their cardboard away. He continues working there for the rest of the summer, even earning the award for Employee of the Month. Unfortunately, he has to stop working there when the summer ends, and he must return home with his mother, Pam, Pam's shitty boyfriend, Trent, and Trent's daughter, Steph.
That is exactly what is on the doc that he sent me. Plus the answer.
What is incorrect?
Mike, do you like water parks?
I haven't been to one in years. Probably since I was a little kid.
What?
Oh my god, my whiteboard's on.
I'm so confused by that question there. Much like these competitors are probably confused by this question. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We go to Nico first.
Well, technically, he was Employee of the Week, not month.
That is incorrect. Dylan.
Said, well, technically, the water park didn't open in 1983.
I do say allegedly. We don't actually know, but it's claimed that it did. Joseph.
I said the same thing. Well, technically, the park wasn't established in 1983.
Scott.
I should know this, but I said he doesn't get the job from Owen.
He does. And Jake,
Yeah.
can he get
I
on the
said,
board?
well, technically, he didn't finish work at the end of the summer because Trent then unexpectedly leave like halfway through the summer.
That is
That's
correct.
it,
He does
yeah.
not work there for the entire summer because Trent is an asshole and is cheating on his mom, so they leave early.
Hell fucking
Good
yeah.
shit. Okay. I'm gonna do
For the
next
record,
question.
this was a game I had lying around that I wrote for a group that was like Caleb Boatman and Caleb Coho.
I
So
was gonna say,
you'll
these are
notice
all,
that these
like,
questions
Kingsman
may or may not
Oh,
be
no.
The next movie is The
Yeah.
Social
written in a
Network.
direction. Your next
I would like
question,
that
your next
one.
statement's about Alien, though. So
In
I'm
VeggieTales.
gonna do the next one, Cameron, so we
Next.
can like switch back and forth.
yeah, you want to take the next one? Go for it.
Hi, Rose.
We're doing a new movie game.
We are reading statements about films, and they are not entirely accurate. They have to point out the inaccurate part.
Yes.
That's it. Okay. In Alien follows the crew of the Nostromo, a spaceship sent on a mission by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation that ends up the prey of an evil alien. While Ripley attempts to stop the crew from bringing the alien on Kane's face aboard, the android Ash ends up letting them back in, resulting in many deaths. While it is unclear if the alien actually dies after being jettisoned into space, one thing is clear, and that is that Ripley is the only survivor of the encounter.
What is wrong about what was said? I just rewatched this the other day. This movie's awesome. And then I watched Aliens for the first time this afternoon. And I'm going to be honest, it's nowhere near as good as Alien.
Can I get a repeat on that?
People say it's
Yes,
better.
Nazario,
People
repeat
sound
the
morons.
statement about the alien.
I do believe myself that people who like aliens over Alien are dumb.
Sorry, you were asked to repeat the question.
You asked to repeat it.
Oh shit! Oh,
Thank you, Rose.
I will. Alien follows the crew of the Nostromo, a spaceship sent on a mission by the Weyland-Yutani Corporation that ends up prey of an evil alien. While Ripley attempts to stop the crew from bringing the alien on Kane's face aboard, the android Ash ends up letting them back in, resulting in many deaths. While it is unclear if the alien actually dies after being jettisoned into space, one thing is clear, and that is that Ripley is the only survivor of the encounter.
And so
I'm of the opinion that both are great.
I think Alien is better than Alien, so I guess
Alien 3 is great. Nobody gives credit to that.
Also, just to say to the person who put in the chat that we just spoiled the movie for them, it's been 42 years. You had your chance.
What if this person's like 10
You
years
had
old?
time. It's not like I'm gonna go and your next statement is about Free Guy that came out a week ago. Like, no.
Or is it?
You could spoil that. I literally don't care.
Your
I
next
will
statement is
happily
about
spoil that
Green
for
Knight.
everyone, please.
I'm actually kind of curious about that one, so don't spoil it.
Yeah, you
Go
would
see
have liked this
Candyman
frame,
instead,
Rose.
Nico.
3, 2, 1. We start with Dylan, I think, on this one.
I said, well, technically, Ripley is not the only survivor.
That is correct. We will give you the point unless someone can be more specific. Joseph.
Yeah, I forgot about Jones. I said they technically weren't sent by Wayland Yutani.
Scott.
I wanted to go further, but I wanted to say it was the cat, but I just said Ripley isn't the only survivor. Yeah.
Jake.
It's okay because I did. She's not the only survivor. The cat also survives.
Jake.
And Nico.
Tom Holland's Peter Parker misled me here. I wrote, well, technically, the alien isn't just into space. That's aliens.
It's both.
No, that's Alien. Alien, she like beats the shit out of it with a robot suit. But yes,
Jake is pointing that out.
yes, Ripley is not the only survivor. Her cat also survives and is the best character in the movie.
Hashtag spoil free
your
guy.
Your next statement is about National Treasure.
Who got the point, by the way?
What a
Only
fiction.
Jake. Only Jake is getting the point for that because he swooped
Got the
Dylan and
cat.
Scott. As a young boy, Benjamin Franklin Gates was told by his grandfather, John Adams Gates, about the Templar treasure. Years later, Ben, along with associates Riley and Ian, find the ship the Charlotte, which sets them off on an adventure which takes them to steal the Declaration of Independence from the National Archives, decipher a code hidden in the Silence Do-Good letters, visit the Liberty Bell in Independence Hall, escape the FBI aboard the USS Intrepid, and finally find the treasure in tunnels underneath the Trinity Church in New York City, although they only take a 1% cut of the value of the treasure.
Zardo and Cam. Can you guys get that?
What?
The question.
So, what movie was Robert Pattinson in with Tom Holland?
Lost City of Z.
I
Yeah.
I was gonna say the devil all the time.
as long as it's not High Life.
Oh, the
Can
devil
I get a
is
repeat, please?
fucking great.
Yes, you can. As a young boy, Benjamin Franklin Gates was told by his grandfather, John Adams Gates, about the Templar treasure. Years later, Ben, along with associates Riley and Ian, find the ship the Charlotte, which sets them off on an adventure which takes them to steal the Declaration of Independence from the National Archives, decipher a code hidden in the Silence Do-Good letters, visit the Liberty Bell in Independence Hall, escape the FBI aboard the USS Intrepid, and finally find the treasure in tunnels underneath the Trinity Church in New York City, although they only take a 1% cut of the value of the treasure. And yeah,
That
National Treasure is
sounds
freaking
about right.
awesome. Like, I'm not even American. I have publicly disavowed America, and I think National Treasure is awesome. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go to Joseph.
I said, well, technically, they don't steal the Declaration of Independence from the National Archives. They steal it from a museum.
That is incorrect, Scott.
I said, well, technically his grandfather's name wasn't John Adams Gates.
It is. They're all named after, I was going to say presidents, but Benjamin Franklin wasn't one of your
For
presidents.
some reason, that just
Jake.
didn't ring a bell for me.
That's fair. I said they're technically they're not on board the USS Intrepid.
They are. It's a wild scene. Nico.
Okay.
I wrote, well, technically, they did go to Trinity Church, but the tunnels weren't under the church.
The tunnels are under the church. They break through someone's grave in the church. And Dylan.
Dang, I said, well, technically, the treasure isn't under the Trinity Church.
It's less
all
than
in-
1%, isn't it?
No, the correct answer is that the Liberty. This is more U.S. geography and history than anything else. Well, technically, the Liberty Bell is not in Independence Hall. It hasn't been for a long time.
I thought you said
including-
and Independence Hall.
Nope, I said in. Even so, Ben and
I
his
mean, I
crew
knew
don't
that.
go to-
Well, I was never gonna get that.
Ben and his crew don't visit the Liberty Bell. Only the bad guys do, so it still would not be correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Nazario, do you want to read them the statement about Sky High?
Yes, I do. My favorite movie.
Okay.
All 2000 and whatever it was that it came out.
2005.
Exactly. Okay. Sky High tells the story of Will Stronghold, a young man who is the child of two famous superheroes who attend Sky High, a school for adolescents with powers. While he initially believes he has none, he eventually finds he can fly and has super strength. His fellow classmates have powers as well, including controlling plants, stretching, controlling fire, super speed, acid speed, turning into a large rock monster, glowing in the dark, turning into a hamster, melting, turning into a large rubber ball, turning people to ice, and controlling technology.
I think everyone has correctly picked up on the fact that there's something wrong in that long list of superpowers. But what could it be? My favorite is like sometimes when I've written one of these before that none of the questions are in this one, I don't think, where it's like another thing where there is a long list at the end and then it's like nothing in the really long list is incorrect and it's like the very first thing that I said is wrong. But people are like, oh, you listed 20 things. What is it going to be?
Are
like,
you
nah,
spoiling
no.
your own game, man? Stop.
I don't know, maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I know
Pens
what it
down.
is.
Scott.
I may not score a single point in this, to be honest. I said no one turns into a hamster.
Someone does.
That he is correct,
That is
but if someone is
correct,
more
actually.
specific,
no!
Jay,
Yeah,
I
someone
got
will.
this.
Well, technically, it's not a hamster; it's a guinea pig. Not even a swarm.
that
of
is
guinea pigs.
correct,
Dang
Nico.
it.
Damn it, Jake. Let me have
Well,
this.
technically, his friend doesn't turn into a hamster; she turns into a.
Oh,
guinea pig.
man.
Dylan,
Yeah, same thing. They can't turn into a hamster, but a guinea pig.
and Joseph.
I thought it was, well, technically, he's not friends with the stretching guy. He's one of the bad guys.
Nico, Dylan,
I
and
do.
Jake.
I don't claim that all of them are his friends. It does say classmates simply in the question.
I thought he said friends. My bad.
Nico, Dylan, and Jake get a point in this one.
That is correct. Your next statement, man, Nico might get another point here. Your next statement's about Harry Potter.
I don't know if it's a bad thing.
This is kind of a mixed bag for me here.
We'll see what happens. In Harry Potter, the Marauders map is a magical document created by Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs, capable of revealing the locations of people within Hogwarts. The map is able to show every person in the castle, no matter what room, secret passage, or open area they are in, but it only works whilst on Hogwarts grounds, and not in places like Hogsmeade. While Harry initially thinks the map may be broken due to seeing Peter Pettigrew's name despite him allegedly being dead, he later learns that Pettigrew is alive, meaning the map worked perfectly. Some people... My favorite is, like, everyone doesn't want to rush to their board immediately because, A, you want to, like, see if there's something wrong later and that you're not right. But also, like, if I finish saying one detail and you start writing, it's like, oh, well, that must be the thing that's wrong.
Let me get a repeat, please.
All right. I should just ban repeats from this. It's too long. In Harry Potter, the Marauders map is a magical document created by Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs, capable of revealing the locations of people within Hogwarts. The map is able to show every person in the castle, no matter what room, secret passage, or open area they are in, but it only works whilst on Hogwarts grounds, not in places like Hogsmeade. While Harry initially thinks the map may be broken due to seeing Peter Pettigrew's name despite him allegedly being dead, he later learns Pettigrew is alive, meaning the map worked perfectly.
I gotta be honest, I wouldn't have gotten this. Probably should watch Harry Potter again. Have you read the books, Mike?
Yes.
Is it better than the movie?
Everybody knows that Mike is the king of the wizarding world. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Joke will
Hands
be funny
down.
later.
Jake.
I'm not entirely sure. I said, well, technically, it does work in Hogsmeade.
That's not what I'm looking for, Nico.
I wrote, well, technically, the map can't find you in every room. I was going to write the room of requirement, but I ran out of time.
That is correct. If anyone writes the room of requirement, they can take the point away from Nico. Dylan.
No.
Joseph.
I said he doesn't have to be on Hogwarts grounds to use the Marauders map. He can read it any place.
And Scott.
What do you think?
Nico, the only one getting
Wow.
it correct.
Nice,
The score
Nico.
after that question
Nico
now
is like
Jake and Nico.
Especially as a
Jake and
fandom.
Nico are
specific.
tied for first with 3. Dylan has 1. Scott and Joseph, I'm sorry.
No, that's on us.
I think
Uh,
winning
that's the
a
point.
game.
Nazario,
This is
I think
weird.
you'll want to read this question based on what franchise it's about.
Okay.
The next question is about
Actually, it should be
Indiana
Mike,
Jones.
but he doesn't have the questions.
I
In Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Indiana Jones must cross 3 challenges to reach the sanctum of the Holy Grail. One involves him needing to be patient to avoid getting killed by several large blades. Another makes him walk across an invisible bridge. And the Word of God requires one to spell out the true name of God in Latin, Jehovah. Indiana easily crosses this with the help of his father, Journal, that spells it easily, Jehovah. I did get the spelling question, and I'm not American. The fuck?
mean, to be fair, Nazario, Jehovah is also not an American word.
I mean, but you know those letters have different pronunciations in Spanish, right?
That's fair.
Mike, did you get this one?
4,
Yes.
3,
My
2, 1. Hands down. We'll go to Nico.
Well, technically, God's true Latin name starts with an I.
Dylan.
I said, well, technically, he doesn't have to spell the name Jehovah.
Joseph.
Well, technically, he doesn't kneel to be patient. He kneels to be penitent.
Penitent and patient are technically synonyms, so it's not incorrect. Yours is just the alternate thing. Scott, I'm assuming you are the same thing.
Am I crazy? I said Jehovah is not Latin; it's Hebrew.
And Jake.
I said technically it doesn't start with J, it starts with I, Jehovah.
So Jake
Okay,
and Nico are different.
so-
right? Mike and Nazario, you know this movie better than me. Is Scott right?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking.
I don't think so. He does say in Latin,
does.
Jehovah starts with an I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Jehovah
Alright.
is Hebrew, but he has to spell it in Latin because that's like who made the thing.
Yes.
I think that's what's happening there. So yeah. Also, yeah, there is a rule. If you give a correction that is accurate, but it's not what I have, you also will get a point. If you correct above the board that I have, well done.
So Nico
Your next
gave
thing
me
is
the
about
point.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Ooh boy.
Here we go.
And this one's short. Also, I'm going to say officially from here on out, repeats are no longer allowed unless I cut out.
Oh, great.
In Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Scott is a 22-year-old bass player for the band Sex Bob-omb. While he initially is in a relationship with high schooler Knives Chow, he eventually falls for and cheats on her with Ramona Flowers, a delivery girl for Amazon.com, who carries the unexpected baggage of 6 evil ex-boyfriends and 1 evil ex-girlfriend, who Scott must defeat in order to be with her. I will say this one's, it's going to be interesting to see how people react to this.
Yeah.
That's all. I think, because Mike, do you think you know what's wrong with what I just said?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's a
You
little.
know what?
Yeah. I just checked it. This is going to be fun.
But
Give me a bit more.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Dylan, I think.
I don't know. I just said, well, technically, he's not 22 years old.
Oh man, Dylan, it hurts the most that you missed this.
I know.
Joseph.
Well, technically, she's not a delivery girl for Amazon.com.
That is correct. Can someone be more
Gonna write
specific?
that.
Scott.
No, I'm wrong.
I had that as well.
Jake.
I had that, and then I changed it to well, technically Scott doesn't cheat on knives, but
He absolutely cheats on knives, 100%.
that
There
was
you
just
go.
I was misremembering something. I wrote, well, technically, the sixth Evil X was actually two guys.
No, they're 5 and
it's
6.
It's just 5 and 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Joseph's correct. Actually, well, technically, Ramona Flowers does not work as a delivery girl for Amazon.com. The movie takes place in Canada, so she works for Amazon.ca.
Oh, fuck you.
That's a point.
If I
for
just
Joseph.
said
okay.
I did not write this one. I stole this one straight from the show.
If I said,
Okay.
had I said,
So-
had I said she was just from Amazon, you wouldn't have given it to me.
I would have maybe given it to you. Luckily, that didn't happen, so we don't
Yeah.
need to cross that bridge.
So right now, the only person who hasn't scored yet is Scott, and it's because Jake keeps pulling the rug from under him.
That's correct.
Not that bad, Jake.
I want to be the bad guy.
Thanks for
Obviously.
noticing. Yeah.
Okay.
Nazario, this is a question about an 80s movie.
Yes.
It's The Breakfast Club.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh, do I? Oh, okay, got it. In the Breakfast Club, 5 teens spend Saturday in detention for different reasons. Claire is there because she skipped school to go shopping. Andrew is there because he taped a student's ass cheeks together. Bender is there for being a repeated offender, notably pulling fire alarms and fighting with teachers and students alike. Brian is there because he brought a handgun to school with the intention to shoot himself. Allison is there because she simply had nowhere else to be.
Some people going straight to their
I
boards.
haven't seen this
Siemens
movie in over 25 years.
Other people, notably Scott, looking, I think, straight through me with the sense of anger.
I hate this movie, so yeah.
What's wrong? This is good movie.
It's not great.
Scott, were you never a
be honest,
teenager
I
in
don't think I
1985?
don't see the magic of John Hughes in the 80s. It's most fine. It's the best movie.
I
in fucking
can't-
weird times.
That I agree with. That I
His
agree
His
with. Weird
his
Science
best
shit.
movie is this, and then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a close second. 5.
I don't think I've
4.
ever seen that one.
Actually, no. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joseph.
Well, technically, Brian didn't bring a handgun. He brought a flare gun.
Scott.
No.
Jake.
Well, didn't bring a handgun. It was a flare gun.
Nico.
I feel like I'm kind of right. Well, technically, he didn't bring the gun for the purpose of shooting himself.
He was going to shoot
no,
himself.
yeah,
This
he
was
was
with a
gonna shoot
flare
himself,
gun. And Dylan.
Damn it.
I thought you said Bender was one of the kids in prison, so I said Bender is the name of the principal. Or not in prison.
Bender is one of the kids in detention. The principal
Okay.
is Principal Vernon, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
And your final question before our mid episode
Wait,
mini game.
Who got that point?
Jake
What
and
about
Joseph
Jake?
got that. Your final question before our mid episode mini game comes from the movie Scream. Wes Craven's Scream is a wonderful meta horror film that points out and plays on the tropes of horror movies past. And in an iconic scene from the film, a group of students at a Halloween party discuss the so-called rules of surviving a horror movie, which are don't have sex, don't drink or do drugs, and don't say I'll be right back. After this scene, all 3 of these come true, or at least appear to, with some being false deaths occurring to mislead both the characters and the audience.
That's just a mind fuck of a question.
I
We can't use repeats. So it's like I can't just go back and. What the...
Jake basically summing up what this game is. Just, well, that's a mind fuck of a question. How could you ask me something like that?
You know, since these are pretty long, I say after this one, each can get 1 repeat, but it has to be for something that's important.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We go to Scott first.
I think I might just be slightly off about this. I said technically Billy and Sydney have sex but don't die.
Bill, as I said, some are false deaths. Billy's being said false death because they make it look like he gets murdered. Jake,
I don't like how
believe
they
me, I assumed that was coming, and so I wrote the question to circumvent anybody saying anything. Jake,
I just said, well, technically no one has sex.
there's absolutely some sex.
Well, technically, the phrase isn't "I'll be right back."
It is. I'll be right back, Dylan.
Damn it!
Said, well, technically, the second rule is don't split up.
That is not correct, Joseph.
I said, well, technically, not all 3 rules are broken.
All 3 rules are broken. The thing that is wrong about here is I say that they're having this discussion at a Halloween party. It's not a Halloween party. They're having a party because their principal gets murdered and school is canceled, and they're celebrating that.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You just say so
That means
nonchalant.
that means that they are watching the movie
They're
Halloween
watching Halloween,
during
yeah.
party.
Oh my gosh.
So it is a Halloween party, technically.
It's a Halloween party, but not the holiday. So we've reached the midpoint of the game. So I'm going to give a score recap, and then I'm going to explain this mini game that we have that I also ripped straight from the show. So Jake is at
We don't
5,
need a score recap. It's
Nico's
fine.
at 4, Joseph's at 2, Dylan's at 1, and I'm afraid. So this is a mini game that we call Once More Without Feeling. So the way this is going to work is like, you know how in Warzone, when people read a quotes question, like you can't do any voices, you can't do anything, you just like read the words as words. I'm going to do that, but with songs from movies.
Oh, God.
I'm going to read the lyrics of a song from a film with as little like cadence or anything as humanly possible. I will say the hint is that all of these were nominated. There are 7 of them. All of these were nominated for Best Original Song in the 21st century. And the big thing to note is that not each of these is worth a point. We're going to do 7 of these. Whoever has scored the most points at the end of all 7 is going to get 3 points.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So,
do we need to write the answer is the movie or the song?
you just need to name the movie. You do not need to name
The
the,
movie.
song.
Go.
Do we still need well technically on our board at the moment?
You might as well. I mean, if
I raised mine.
if you are erasing it and rewriting it every time, why are you wasting your time? So your first song is "What Can You See on the Horizon? Why do the white gulls call? Across the sea, a pale moon rises. The ships have come to carry you home." Name the film. Cody, I don't think Scott wants you to remove me from the call. I think he wants you to remove me from the face of the planet. Again, I apologize. I'm gonna.
Mike, I
make-
think I've heard this
Oh
song,
my god.
but it doesn't. I don't know where it's from though.
No, you're
I've been in some of the most painful ones.
He said
Jake, are you
Don't
using,
here on
you're
out.
using your repeat on
This
this?
is the bonus round.
No repeats in the bonus unless you want to use your repeat.
Oh.
5,
Let's see what's going on.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Scott,
I said Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Jake,
No.
Nico.
I was torn between Moana and Titanic, and I wrote Titanic.
I did say the 21st century. Go. Dylan
Moana?
and Joseph.
Scott's on the board. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
I'm not, though,
you
because
got
I
it.
don't get a
You were
point.
correct. Unfortunately, this isn't worth any real points. This is worth the potential to get a point.
Oh,
I
no.
love that song as well. Fuck.
So sorry.
So
Yes,
do
that
I.
is the West from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Your next one. Oh, to see without my eyes. First time that you kissed me. Boundless by the time I cried, I built your walls around me.
Could you repeat that? Sorry, you cut out.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
cut out,
cut out
yes.
Oh, to see without my eyes. The first time that you kissed me. Boundless by the time I cried, I built your walls around me.
Did you say these were all winners or nominees? For Best Original
Nominees.
Song?
These are all nominees.
Okay.
Winners narrows it down a little too much.
Yeah.
I mean, Into the West did win, so that's why.
I like that song. I also
I've
like
heard this one before.
I like the other song by the guy with the red hair at the end of the Dragon one.
Oh, I see fire. 5,
Yes.
4, 3, 2, 1. We'll go to
I love when
Jake.
people catch my drift when I don't say shit.
One of
Jake
my favorites. Call Me by Your Name.
and Nico.
Didn't have anything.
Dylan,
I said once.
Joseph,
Moulin Rouge.
and Scott.
Yeah, Sufjan, I forgot him.
That is the deserved best original song winner. for
100%.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
from Call Me by Your Name. 100%. Your next one. Where the mountains sing through the screams of seagulls, where the whales can live because they're gentle people in my hometown, my hometown. My favorite was I did this with the other group of people I tested on. We did it as like a live buzzard game show. I think I got like 4 words into most of these, and people were just like losing their mind, hitting the buzzer as fast as they could. Also, I think that's Paul in the chat saying that he's sad people are missing that, and yeah. As much as I do enjoy The Greatest Showman, it's Mystery of Love. 5, 4.
Half
Spence, you missed a
game,
Call Me by Your
Spence.
Name thing. 3,
Yeah, half the game. Spence.
2, 1.
Please repeat.
Oh, all right.
Official.
Joseph using his 1 repeat for the rest of the game. Where the mountains sing through the screams of seagulls, where the whales can live because they're gentle people in my hometown, my hometown. Oh, Paul is saying yes, came to this one. I mean, this one is also great, but Sufjan. I mean, Mystery of Love.
Sometimes when Cameron speaks, I think he's another language, man. I don't understand anything.
It's Canadian, yeah. Where the mountains sing. No, we just all sound like the moose from Brother Bear. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dylan.
Once.
He's gonna keep guessing it. Joseph.
I just wrote a movie, The Motorcycle Diaries.
Scott.
This time I said Moana.
Jake.
This is the time I say Moana.
And Nico.
This time I said Moana.
That is all incorrect.
Thank God.
This is Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, the story of a life song. The deserving winner of last year's Best Original Song Oscar.
Dang it.
I mean,
I will say I had more lyrics than I chose to do. Unfortunately, I would have had to start singing and speaking Swedish, and I don't know how to do that. Your next one. So I said, I'm a snowball running down into the spring that's coming, all this love, melting under blue skies, belting out sunlight, shimmering love, well, baby, I surrender.
Mike, do you like music?
You cut out. What'd you say?
Do you like music?
I feel like I should have
Maybe.
done the other version of this where it was only Disney songs, but it's too late for that now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Repeat.
Go.
Oh, we got to repeat. So I said, I'm a snowball running down into the spring that's coming, all this love, melting under blue skies, belting out sunlight, shimmering love, well, baby, I surrender. I'm reading this like it's poetry. That's
pretty
what This is
Oh, please.
this is basically just what I do in university for theater. It's just like, yeah, take these regular words and make them poetic.
I just like forgotten what movies are. Like,
yeah, I'm just picking original song winners.
1, heads down. Dylan, show me once.
Nah, I went with the Ballad of Buster Scruggs this time. If it's once, a movie sad.
It's not. You're okay. Joseph.
Moulin Rouge.
I don't think that was actually nominated. Oh, no, it wasn't nominated for original song, was it? Scott.
I don't remember.
I couldn't think of anything.
Jake.
It's a Crazy Heart.
And Nico.
Frozen?
Nico's the closest. It is an animated film. That's
Okay.
Accidentally in Love from Shrek 2.
No!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Are they counting crows?
I was listening to the song like this morning.
Which for you was like 2 hours ago.
Yes, I was in the Nan Mr. Jones. I am pissed.
Your
Oh my
next
God.
song. 2 more.
Ah, okay.
The next one. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we've become.
I've never seen this movie, but I've listened to this song at least 20 times.
Nico gets the points again. Nico, I love you, but if you win, I'm like, that's insane. But it's general movies and not Letterboxd, and we have Jake and Joseph here. If Nico wins,
Well, what's the score right now for this mini game?
Jake, Scott, and Joseph have won.
So there's a
5.
scenario where like 4
I'll
of us
take my
get
repeat.
3 points if I
Well,
get this.
another round of bullets hits my skin. We'll fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we've become.
Thank you, Scott.
I'm just digging my
God,
own
if
grave
you just-
tonight.
If you just helped him get 3 more points.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mentioned it earlier. Let's see if anyone remembers. Joseph.
So it's not Mudbound.
It is not. Scott.
Said Les Mis.
Incorrect. Jake.
When I'm feeling less confident, I put Spectre.
Nico.
It's The Greatest Showman.
And Dylan.
Doubling up on all of my answers, so it's Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
The
Greatest Showman is correct.
What?
As we go into your final one, Jake, Scott, Joseph, and Nico all have 1 point. Dylan has 0. So if everyone misses this, everyone but Dylan will get 3 points. If anyone takes the lead, they will take them for themselves. Your final one. In tales of ancient glory, every knight and maiden fair shall be joined when the quest is over, and a kiss is the oath that they swear. And when the veil of dreams has lifted, and the fairy tales have all been told, there's a kiss at the end of the rainbow, more precious than a pot of gold.
That sounds so beautiful.
This also sounds like something I heard.
I also
Probably
appreciate
more than a lot of
Paul
it.
in the chat putting lyrics to The Better This Is Me.
From Camp Rock.
That's the one. Specifically the version at the end where it's a
This Is Real.
mashup of This Is Me and Gotta Find You.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Let the light shine on me. Now I'm 5.
I was
4,
at the 21st party and they played This Is
2.
Me. It was pretty fun.
1. Pens down. Scott,
Enchanted.
Jake,
Oh, that makes sense.
Enchanted.
Nico.
Yeah, this is definitely wrong. A Knight's Tale.
I
I mean, that's
don't think it was nominated for any Oscars. Dylan
Enchanted.
Son of a-
and Joseph.
Les Miserables?
Cool. Scott, you are getting 3 points. Jake, you are getting 3 points.
Yes!
Nico, you are getting 3 points. And Joseph, you
Nice
are
one,
getting
Scott.
3 points. That is the song A Kiss at the End of the Rainbow from A Mighty Wind.
That was 21st century.
It was 2003.
Okay.
Okay,
So what's the
you know
score
what?
right now?
Jake
Everybody
has
but
8.
Dylan.
Nico has 7. Joseph has 5. Scott has 3. And Dylan has 1.
We're back, baby.
Okay.
We're back. We go
This
back
is the
to our
score.
regular game.
This is the
Oh,
score
we still
going
have
on,
more.
right?
Oh, there's still more. That's the midpoint of the game.
Yeah.
This game is
Oh,
going
that's right.
on
My bad.
forever. That's why we banned it.
Okay. Whoever used your repeats on the bonus points, you're screwed. Let's keep going.
Your next statement is about Her. Taking place in Los Angeles in the near future, Her tells the story of Theodore Twombly, a man who works writing letters for people who can't write them themselves. Whilst he is in the process of divorcing his wife, Theodore begins a relationship with an artificial intelligence that he names Samantha. Their relationship faces many struggles, including Theodore being uncomfortable with the use of a sexual surrogate. Samantha eventually reveals that she has been an AI for thousands of people, forming relationships with many of them, before finally revealing that she and the other AIs are departing to a space beyond the physical world. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. It is nice to know that people. Here's the thing: is like, I wanted this game. Initially, my plan was to try and get the panel to just be like Cody and Beller, like the people who are notorious for challenging, because it's all about just like, hey, tell me what's wrong and why this shouldn't be correct.
I have to say, this is fun. Even the ones I miss, I'm like, well, technically that's true.
I wish we could do the lackluster one. I will say, Scott, I've got one in a couple weeks that you might want to be more interested in. It's based on a British game show that we've discussed before. 5, 4,
All right.
3,
Spoiling though.
2, 1. Hands down. It's not University Challenge though. Scott.
I don't even know how you would do that style of game. He's not divorcing his wife. I can't remember.
Jake.
Well, technically, he doesn't name her Samantha. She names herself.
Nico.
I think Jake is right. I wrote, well, technically his wife died.
Dylan.
I said, well, technically it isn't set in Los Angeles, but I think he's right.
And
That's
Joseph.
what I also said, not set in Los Angeles.
Jake is correct. Samantha names herself.
Mm-hmm.
We did it. We got a clean win. We got a clean point. Jake didn't steal it from anybody. He just got it clean.
Okay.
Bizarre,
The
do you want me
Harry
to
Potter one?
Yeah, read the other Harry Potter one because I already started deleting questions, and so we need
Fair. In the
Second Harry Potter
series,
question.
there are many dark wizards, but none is more famous than Lord Voldemort. Named as such because it is an anagram of his real name, Tom Marvolo Riddle. Voldemort manages to extend his own life and become virtually immortal through the creation of Horcruxes, the list of which includes his diary, a ring, a cup, a locket, a diadem, his Nate Najimi, and Harry Potter himself.
Will anyone get on the board? And most importantly, how much more unhappy can Dylan look at me for asking Harry Potter questions? I was gonna say, Scott, you started watching these recently.
You clearly
Spoiler.
retained so much. Yeah.
I don't think.
Can we just
watching
get a little
really
extra
helps you.
tinted, right?
Sure.
I'm not wasting ink.
Yeah. Same.
Did they say
5,
repeat? No? Okay. 5.
4, 3.
Wait a minute. Repeat.
Definitely
Nico.
Good.
God damn it! You made me like rush.
That's Nico's repeat. I think that was the last one left.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Thank goodness. They're all
I am in the wrong one. Okay. In the Harry Potter series, there are many dark wizards, but none is more famous than Lord Voldemort. Named as such because it is an anagram of his real name, Tom Marvolo Riddle. Voldemort manages to extend his own life and become virtually immortal through the creation of Horcruxes, the list of which includes his diary, a ring, a cup, a locket, a diadem, his Nate Nagini, and Harry Potter himself.
So Nazario, I just realized I was looking ahead at like the rest of the questions. I realized you get to read number 16, and I just want you to look at that and see what the opening line of that statement is and why I'm excited for you to read it.
What number?
16.
But I just did
Look
that.
at just the first sentence of that statement. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jake.
I think I'm wrong. I said, well, technically, he didn't make Harry a Horcrux. That was an accident.
I mean, just because of an accident doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Nico.
Yeah, I know. Just
Okay. If you don't give me the point for this, I will understand. But, well, technically, Nagini isn't a snake. She's a human with a condition that eventually causes...
That's not what we're
Damn
doing.
it.
That's not what I'm
Damn it.
doing. No.
Damn it.
No.
Damn it. I tried. I
No.
tried.
Technically, there aren't many dark wizards.
There's a decent number of them.
there's at least 2.
There's at least 2. Joseph.
Well, technically, Lord Voldemort isn't an anagram of his name. It's I am Lord Voldemort from Tom Marvolo.
Son of a bitch. He's right.
That is the right answer.
Scott.
I thought it was some version of that, but I just couldn't get there. Yeah.
Joseph is 100%
Nice.
correct.
Nice.
Uh,
I even thought of that. I was like, but I know.
as we
Marvel
go to
is
your
such
next
a-
one, which I didn't realize, but oh well, your next one is about National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Oh, boy.
There's
Sounds
2
good.
of them. Here's the thing: is I had like 3 different documents with versions of this game in them, and I combined them to have enough questions, and I didn't realize there was more than one National Treasure. Everyone knows that in the first National Treasure movie, Nicolas Cage steals the Declaration of Independence, but they may not know what happens in the second one. In National Treasure Book of Secrets, Ben Gates' great-great-grandfather is accused of being involved in the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Ben and his associates then travel all over, from the White House in Washington, D.C., to the Statue of Liberty in New York, all the way to Buckingham Palace in England. The group also kidnaps the president, breaks into the Library of Congress, and discovers the lost city of gold, clearing Thomas Gates' name in the process. Once again, I wrote a National Treasure question that was basically me just listing locations.
You know what?
I should have rearranged it so they were.
I actually would have gotten this one. I like.
Yeah.
You were reading it, and I was like, aha! Nice shit. Good shit.
I have the right answer, but I swear to God, if Jake has something just slightly more technically correct than I do, I'm going to be pissed.
There's
Yourself.
one answer. There's one answer. Like if you know it, you have it 100%. If you don't, you don't. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nico.
Well, technically, they went to the Statue of Liberty in France.
Dylan.
I said, well, technically, they don't go to the Statue of Liberty. They go to Mount Rushmore.
They do go to Mount Rushmore. They also go to the Statue of Liberty,
Fair
specifically
enough.
the one in France.
That was also my answer. Statue of Liberty, Mount Rushmore.
Scott.
I wasn't specific enough. I said technically they don't go to the Statue of Liberty, and
So
they kind of do.
go to
Yeah.
the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
just not
Mhm.
the real one. Jake.
Yeah.
As Riley finds out in the movie, there's more than one. Well, technically, it's not the Statue of Liberty in New York; it's the one in France.
That is
Jake
correct.
and Nico get the point.
Your next statement is read by Nazario, and Nazario gets another 80s movie.
Hell yeah!
And I think it's one he likes too.
Wait, is this?
Well, some of it's about. There's
Okay.
an 80s movie named in it.
I'm gonna read it as it's written.
Yeah.
Who done it? Who knows? Murder mysteries are an enjoyable genre, but sometimes it's hard to keep track of the killer. In Knives Out, Chris Evans attempts to kill Harlan, but technically Harlan kills himself. In A Simple Favor, it is revealed that Emily never was murdered, but did drown her own twin. In Happy Death Day, the killer is revealed to be a serial killer let loose by Trey's roommate, who's also trying to poison her. And in both Clue and The Murder on the Orient Express, it is revealed that nearly every character took part in the murder the film focuses around.
So Nazario, if you had to murder someone, who would it be?
I can't get a repeat on this again, can I? No.
No, unfortunately not.
I don't know. Like, so many people deserve to die.
Yes, they deserve to die. I hope we burn in hell, or whatever they say in that movie.
Good.
I haven't seen the film. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Joseph.
Damn it. Damn it.
Dylan.
Well, technically,
I mean, you didn't write the wrong answer.
if no one's more specific than that,
Joseph.
I tried writing, well, technically, A Simple Favor didn't have her drown her Messy twin.
That is
It
incorrect.
actually
Scott.
did happen.
Good job, good job.
I wrote, and this is about Murder on the Orient Express. I said not every character was involved.
It does say nearly every character in the question.
Did you? Oh my god!
I haven't seen Clue, so I just said, well, technically, it's not everyone in Clue.
Nico.
I didn't get to finish my thought. I was writing, well, technically, in Clue, everyone is only involved in the murder I was going to write alternate ending, and I didn't get to finish it.
Because you didn't finish it, I can't give it to you. Scott, if you had said it was about Clue and not Murder on the Orient Express, you'd be getting a point.
Oh my gosh!
In
Hey, I didn't
Clue,
write that though. I just said that.
Jake gets the
Real-
point because
Yeah.
what?
Jake gets the point, right?
Yeah, Jake gets a point.
Yeah, Jake gets the point. Jake gets the point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Actually,
in Clue, the central
the
murder,
main
the
murder
murder of
was
Mr.
committed
Body.
by Professor Plum. Everybody else just killed other people.
Okay. I did want to watch that movie, so now I know.
Jake, have you never seen Clue?
I no. There are a lot of movies that I haven't seen that I would like to watch.
I have not seen Clue either.
Your next statement, because Spence played in this first game, was about Mamma Mia,
Oh, for Christ's
Okay.
sake.
the
Let's
first
play
one.
Nelson.
Mamma Mia, here we go again. Okay, there's the editorial. When Sophie Sheridan reads her mother's diary, she learns of 3 different men who could possibly be her father. Wanting to be walked down the aisle by her father at her upcoming wedding, she invites all 3 of them to the Greek island of Kalakairi, where she lives with her mother. While she attempts to figure it out, she becomes close with all 3 of them and decides she's happy having 3 fathers, and the trio walks her down the aisle where she gets married to her fiancé, Sky. Mamma Mia, the second best Mamma Mia film. The first being Super Mario Brothers.
Yes, that's fair.
Mamma Mia. Bad jokes. 5,
I'm mad I didn't get that last point.
3, 2, 1. You should have saved your repeat. Joseph.
Well, technically, she doesn't get married to Sky at the end. Donna remarries.
Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I just said that's not the name of the island.
Jake.
I couldn't remember Mel Streep's character, so I'd have written that, so I just wrote, well, technically, she doesn't marry Sky, but Joseph was more specific.
Nico.
I wrote, well, technically, the island isn't in Greece.
Oh, it's 100% a Greek island. Dylan.
I got nothing.
Very Greek island. Dylan.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Fair. Yes, Joseph is correct. The wedding at the end is not Sophie and Sky because they decide, nah, let's not get married, and they
What
leave.
did Joseph? Did you have remarry?
Yeah.
Does she not actually? That's wrong, right?
Jake makes a 100% valid argument here.
Ah, dang it.
She actually never
Remarries
does remarry.
is
That's the first time she
technically-
marries. It's wrong.
Jake expressing the way this game works, challenging
Yeah,
that Joseph
fair.
was too specific and incorrect. So Jake will be getting the point because Joseph
Oh my
was
God.
incorrect. So Jake becomes the most correct person in the game.
I'd say Jake is a thief in the night, but it's morning where he is, so he's a thief in the morning.
I'm sorry, Joseph.
Dario,
I'm
do you want to
sorry.
Yeah,
read this
that's
question
fair.
that starts that is all about your namesake?
That was pretty rough. I'm sorry, Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the spirit of this
I-
game is about
Yeah.
pointing out what's wrong and being the most correct. And Jake successfully pointed out what was wrong about someone else's answer, and in
Yeah.
doing so became the most correct.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember videotapes? Well, you should, because they play a major part in the film Be Kind and Rewind. After being electrocuted while trying to fix one of the store's VCRs, Jack Black's character, Jerry, ends up being magnetized and erasing nearly every tape in the video store. So the characters decide to film a bunch of classic movies by themselves, including The Lion King, Rush Hour 2, Ghostbusters, Driving Miss Daisy, 2001's A Space Odyssey, Boys in the Hood, King Kong, RoboCop, The Umbrellas of Cherbourg, Men in Black, Boogie Nights, Carrie, and Superman.
I saw that you were getting the question that started with the phrase "remember videotapes," and I was like, "That's great." It's like we did it. All right, deleted enough questions. I actually very much enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. This movie's
Also,
piece of
weirdly,
shit.
this was directed by the guy who directed Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
I really don't like this movie, and it bothers me.
and the
because
Green Hornet, which is less weird that he did that. Those two. 5,
Yeah, what is weirder?
3,
I can't remember.
5.
2,
No, 2,
1.
whatever.
That's down. Thank you, Nazario. Scott, I think we're at the Scott now.
Yep.
I just drew a movie out of a hat and said they don't film Boogie Nights. It's got to be one of them. Right?
They do weirdly, which I didn't even think about the implication of that when I wrote that. There is implication that Jack Black started a parody of Boogie Nights. Jake.
I did pick one. I said, well, technically, they don't do the Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
They do, and I was really
Damn it.
surprised to learn that one right.
That sounded like the odd one out.
Nico.
The weirder one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, technically, they remade a different movie in the Rush Hour franchise.
It is specifically Rush Hour 2.
Son of a bitch!
This might be too vague. I just said one of the movies are incorrect to try to
Vegas
cheat my
fuck.
way into a point.
You know what, Dylan? It's a valiant effort. Unfortunately, none of the movies are incorrect.
It's too many movies.
Ah.
I think I know now.
I went
And
a
I'm-
route like Nico did. I said Men in Black wasn't. It was Men in Black 2.
That is all incorrect. Remember earlier when I said there was a question that I wrote where there's a long list of things and it wasn't in there? This is that. The correction is, well, technically, Jerry is not electrocuted while fixing a VCR. Jerry is electrocuted because he's straight up trying to sabotage a city power plant and gets fully electrocuted and becomes radioactive.
I knew that as well, but I was like, that. Fuck.
I
was going to think that, and then you said all the movies. I was like, oh, well, the Umbrella of Cherbourg sounds too weird.
Okay.
All right, your penultimate question.
Dang
Let's
it.
see how people react to this. Is about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I see a
Which
little smirk
one?
from Joseph. And
Which one? The one with
The
Scarlett
first one from
Johansson?
2004.
The SpongeBob SquarePants movie, the good one.
Okay.
All
right.
That one's the
After
good
spend-
one.
How dare you?
Fight me. After spending many years on television trying to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula and failing in the opening of the movie, Plankton decides to deploy Plan Z, in which he steals King Neptune's crown. Neptune arrives and freezes Krabs, allowing Plankton to sneak in and steal the formula, and begins selling patties at the Chum Bucket, along with souvenir bucket hats, which end up being mind control devices. Luckily, SpongeBob and Patrick, along with help from David Hasselhoff, manage to find the crown, escape bounty hunter Dennis, and save the town through the power of rock and roll. Mr. Krabs is even so impressed with SpongeBob that he finally names him the general manager of the Krusty Krab. So this movie came out when I was like 5, and I didn't realize until much later than this that like the rock song he performs at the end when he does like the Goofy Goober rock, I didn't realize that like that wasn't an original song and that was a parody of "I Wanna Rock" by whoever it is that sings "I Wanna Rock." D. Snyder. I think it's D. Snyder, right? Yeah, in Cobra Kai. Yeah, Twisted Sister. Yeah. It's
Did you
also
think
rock.
this was the last one, Cameron?
For
Can I get a
second
repeat? I lose my one.
Three.
I lose my one.
to you have a repeat. After spending many years on television trying to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula and failing in the opening of the movie, Plankton decides to deploy Plan Z, in which he steals King Neptune's crown. Neptune arrives and freezes Krabs, allowing Plankton to sneak in and steal the formula, and begins selling patties at the Chum Bucket, along with souvenir bucket hats, which end up being mind control devices. Luckily, SpongeBob and Patrick, along with help from David Hasselhoff, manage to find the crown, escape bounty hunter Dennis, and save the town through the power of rock and roll. Mr. Krabs is even so impressed with SpongeBob that he finally names him the general manager of the Krusty Krab.
Sounds like a serious drama movie.
I swear if someone else gets this. I mean, I can't win at this point. There are only 2 questions left, and Jake has a 4-point lead on me, but still.
This is true.
Can we
5,
do like a lightning round?
4.
Where I can maybe catch
No
up?
lightning round.
Wait.
One question.
2,
One.
1.
Jake, I think first. I don't know.
Well, technically, he named SpongeBob the general manager of the Krusty Krab 2.
Nico.
Well, technically, SpongeBob is named the manager of the Krusty Krab too. He doesn't really say general manager. So.
Well,
I will allow it. Dylan.
The wording was kind of threw me off, so I said David Hasselhoff doesn't help them find the crown. He helps them get home.
That's what I also said. David Hasselhoff doesn't help them find the crown. He helps them get to the town faster to save Mr. Krabs.
It's debatable how the semantics of this statement work out.
Scott,
At the end of the
That's the
day,
point of this game.
at the end of the day, no one can beat Jake.
wait, wait. That doesn't mean they don't get their point. Scott, what do you have?
Wait, did I get this one actually? SpongeBob isn't named general manager?
He is
So you're
general manager,
correct,
but
but unfortunately,
Krab
Jake
too.
and Nico are more specific. So,
Yeah, of
yes.
course.
But I think that Olivas and Dylan actually pointed out something that is correct. David Hasselhoff doesn't help them
Yeah.
get the crown. He just gives them a
Why
right.
do y'all know so much about this freaking movie?
You know what? I'll give him the point. It
I think
doesn't
so.
matter.
Yay!
What Hasselhoff does is get them together, and then he's like, chess thing happens.
So we go to your final
Everybody
question.
except Scott gets a point. Okay, last question,
Everyone's
guys.
weird.
Scott, you're not your final question.
I'm still in it.
by Nazario
Final
is
question.
about Spy Kids.
Hell yes.
They may be kids, but they are also spies. Robert Rodriguez Spy Kids, Carmen and Shuni are the titular Spy Kids who become involved in a plot when their parents disappear. When their uncle Felix, who isn't really their uncle, reveals the truth of what their parents do, the pair rush off in an effort to protect the secret of the third brain and rescue their parents from the evil TV show host Floop and his sidekick Alexander Minion.
Okay, I'm gonna reread that
I
because
was
both of you
gonna
guys'
say-
fucking internet sucks ass. All right, so they may be kids, but also spies. In Robert Rodriguez's Spy Kids, Carmen and Junie are the titular spy kids who become involved in a plot when their parents disappear. When their Uncle Felix, who isn't really their uncle, reveals the truth of what their parents do, the two rush off in an effort to protect the secret of the third brain and rescue their parents from evil TV show host Floop and his sidekick Alexander Minion.
I actually do hate you now because I was so ready to be like, he's not their uncle.
I was just like, my favorite is like, I found like Scott finds things that are wrong, but I have written circumventions to his answer into the question.
Yeah. I'm just not listening closely, I guess, is what the issue is.
Like, if I was less careful about how I wrote these, Scott would have probably 10 points.
I do watch movies, I promise. Like,
Now
Just not
Scott
the
knows
ones
my
camera
pain in
watches,
literally
the ones.
every match I had when I first started.
5,
this.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if anyone can get this. Nico.
Well, technically, their parents don't disappear; they're taken captive.
They're still gone, Nico.
Okay, obviously I'm wrong.
I'm not claiming that the plot of Spy Kids is like The Leftovers. Dylan.
I got nothing. Sorry.
Joseph.
I just took a shot. Well, technically, it's not the third brain.
It is the third brain, and then it's the fourth brain in Spy Kids 3D Game Over. Scott.
to round out the goose egg, I said Minion's first name isn't Alexander.
Not only is Minion's first name Alexander, but he's played by Tony Shalhoub. And Jake.
Well, technically, it's Minion who's in charge, not Floop.
That is... Minion is like very forward thinking as a second in command. Floop is definitely still like the guy who does all the stuff. Minion's just like the voice in his ear. This is maybe the most pedantic thing I've written so far tonight.
It's
Christian. Well, technically, the term Spy Kids within the film Spy Kids does not refer to Carmen and Junie. It refers to the army of robot children that
I knew that was
Minion
gonna happen.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
So with
as
that
was,
being
I would
said-
challenge that in a heartbeat.
And with that, our final score. In last place with 3 bonus points, Scott Harvey.
That's not correct.
No.
Last place with 3 bonus points is not correct.
Oh shit!
he's,
in last
he's,
place
in-
with
he's,
2
in- he's not
points.
in last.
Is Dylan.
Sorry, I doubted
Scott
you.
Harvey. Scott Harvey is the next one with 3 points. Next one is Joseph Aldebas with 7 points. In second place tonight, Nico Suave Rigoldi with 9 points. And your winner with 13 points, Jake Marangoni. Jake, you just as the first one to qualify to catch the boat. How do you feel?
I haven't won one of these in a while. Holy shit, that was so much fun. I'm not even saying that just because I won. Like, legitimately, there were many moments where I was just like, fuck, how did I not even think of that? Especially after the first question, Die Hard. I was like, shit, this is what this game's going to be like. I got a little lucky. I mean, these are movies that I'd seen more than once and movies I was quite familiar with. So, yeah, I definitely feel like I also growing up in the same decade as Mr. Cameron Holtzman helps a little bit. But there's also movies from like 80s and other stuff that I was happy with. But no, I feel great. This is a lot of fun. And yeah.
Dylan,
Holy shit.
you didn't do that great today. How do you feel?
Yeah. I mean, these are not really movies I particularly care about, so oh well.
You know, he makes a good point. I think for our next time, let's pick like very famous movies or something, right?
I mean,
To
they
be
were
fair,
famous movies. They were
to be
famous
fair,
movies.
the document originally did not have the Die Hard question or the Alien question. I
That's
added
rough.
those because I was like, this is all kids shit.
Almost got the
Nico!
alien question.
And
You ended up second. It means nothing. How do you feel?
Fuck you. This is the best I've done in any of these games so far. Like, I want to play this game again, and I feel like I'll win this time. But also, I feel like if I do play this game again, I want Nick Tuig to also be in the game because I feel like he will just rage quit after he's like just off by this much every single time, and I want to see that
He's famous for doing that.
meltdown. Yes.
Thanks,
I
everybody.
would also just like to apologize to Joseph. I'm sorry that I took the Mamma Mia question. I saw
I'm
an
just glad-
opening and I was like,
How dare
I
you,
saw the
mama
movie-
his me.
Wait. He's apologizing to Joseph, but he's not apologizing to Scott for all the times.
It was
Correct.
only like once or twice, and that was just because I was a little bit more specific. Like, I feel bad
Thanks to
because
everybody who showed up tonight, especially the 2
He played the
viewers
game
who
better.
stuck around because
Yeah.
we had more viewers, but we lost them. Thanks to Cameron for joining us today, and the beauty.
I'll
of this
write a
new
better game
type
next
things.
time, I promise.
It was
Yeah,
great.
you better.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Thanks to Scott. Thanks to Jake. Thanks to Nico. Thanks to Joseph. Thanks to Dylan. Please come back. It'll be better next time. We swear.
Yay.
Boom. See you next time on Movie Games. Catch that boat. Well,